Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, both Bitcoin and Ethereum are rejecting from key resistance in the short term, while Ethereum is potentially forming a new pattern, which I'll talk about later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the daily Bitcoin chart, and right now, this bearish divergence is still playing out, this resistance is still in the same place, and these support levels, these Fibonacci levels, are still in the same place. They have not changed since my last video. So if you missed my last video on the channel, definitely check that one out if you want to know what's happening here on the daily time frame. But considering nothing much has changed on the daily chart, getting straight into the shorter term, this right here is the 6-hour Bitcoin to US dollar chart. And as you can see, over the last one day, we've seen a rejection from this range of resistance in the shorter term, which I also talked about in my last video. And this range of resistance is coming into play in between around 23.6K to around 23.8K. And obviously, since the Bitcoin price ran into this range of resistance, once again, we've seen a rejection back down towards these short-term support levels. First of all, we have a bit of short-term support at around 23.2K, but most of the short-term support here is coming into play in between 22.8K to 23K. So the low $23,000 area and the high $22,000 area is currently acting as support in the shorter term. And now, if we end up seeing a break below this support at around 22.8K, then we should have a little bit more support just here at around 22.6K. But as you can see here in the volume profile indicator, below 22.6K, this support really drops off. So basically, if we see a break below 22.6K, we could end up seeing a quick drop to the downside down towards this local low, which is sitting at around 21,500. But once again, at least as of right now, we're still running into this short-term support, and we still have this short-term resistance in play. But if we see a confirmed breakout above 23.8K, then in that case, we could continue moving up towards around 24,500, which is basically where the next area of resistance is sitting at here in the shorter term. And in terms of the trend right now in the shorter term, like I said, over the last few days, we are still looking very neutral. We're most likely going to see some more choppy sideways price action in the imminent short term, at least while the price is bouncing around between this support and this resistance, once again, like I said, over the last few days. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the daily ETH to US dollar chart, and once again, not much has happened over the last one day on the daily time frame. As you can see, the price is currently rejecting from this range of resistance, which is coming into play in between 1650 to 1.7K. And over the last one day, we've actually seen another small rejection here in the daily Ethereum RSI from this descending line of resistance, which means, at least as of right now, we're still forming these lower highs in the RSI, and this bearish divergence is still currently in play on the daily time frame. And so once again, this means we should not be expecting a significant amount of bullish momentum on the daily chart, at least anytime soon. But even though this bearish divergence is playing out right now, this does not necessarily cancel the bullish trend, because as of right now, once again, we are still forming higher lows and higher highs on the daily time frame, as I've explained this entire time. And of course, these other levels of resistance and support have not changed over the last few days. So check out my last few videos if you missed those videos to find out these support levels and these resistance levels on the daily time frame. But anyway, zooming into the shorter term, this right here is the 6-hour ETH to US dollar chart, and right now the price of ETH is getting a rejection from this short-term area of resistance and also this level of resistance, which I mentioned in my last video on the channel. But in case you missed my last few videos, basically this level of resistance right here is sitting at around 1670 based on the top end of this volume profile indicator. But if you're looking at this range of resistance, that is coming into play in between 1640 to around 1655. Once again, acting as short-term resistance. And as for support, once again, we have this area of support coming into play in between around 1570 to around 1580. And like I've also said over the last few days, I do expect mostly choppy sideways price action in the shorter term, especially while the price is underneath this resistance and still above this support. Obviously, in this area, we're still looking relatively neutral in the imminent short term, mostly choppy sideways price action expected. But while this is playing out, there is potentially a new pattern forming on the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, which is a possible inverse head and shoulders pattern. But in order for this pattern to complete, we need to see a bounce back to the upside sometime over the next 1 to 2 days. And basically, the price needs to return to this neckline, which is sitting at approximately 1660 to 1670. And then we would need to see a breakout above that level right there in order to confirm this pattern and confirm the technical price target to the upsides. And speaking of that technical price target, if we end up seeing a confirmed breakout above that neckline once again, that will set up a technical price target at around 1750 based on the candle closes. But if you're measuring the technical price targets from the bottom of that candle wick, then that sets up a technical price target at approximately 1780. But once again, it is important to understand that right now these price targets are not in play because this pattern is not yet active. It is potentially forming, but for it to become active and begin playing out, once again, we need to complete this right shoulder with a bounce over the next 1 to 2 days, and then we would need to see a breakout, ideally above around 1670, in order to set up these bullish price targets. And now, if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.